Developing news tonight, we have an update on a missing girl in Monterey Park. Police found new security camera video of 15-year-old ALISON Chao showing her last known location on Collins Avenue and Burr Street in Montecito Heights. She was last seen on Tuesday wearing a purple shirt and black shorts, riding a blue bike and carrying a black backpack.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't breathe. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. ALISON CHAO, a 15-year-old from Monterey Park in California, has been missing for 1 week, and so a red flag rises. She disappeared on Tuesday after leaving home on her bicycle. According to the LA Times, ALISON CHAO left her residence in the 200 block of North Inez Avenue in Monterey Park around 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, so late afternoon, early evening, and she was on her way to visit a relative's house, her aunt, in the nearby city of San Gabriel, but never arrived, according to the Monterey Park Police Department. A search was initiated within hours, according to police. Then, according to Fox 40, ALISON CHAO was last seen on surveillance video on the evening of July 16 riding a blue GT mountain bike from her father's house in the 200 block of North Inez Avenue, bound for her aunt's house in San Gabriel, less than 4 miles away. So what we're essentially dealing with is a route less than 4 miles long, a ribbon, which one needs to really assess, check for the surveillance, check for anyone who entered or exited that ribbon. And that is our best clue, is this 4-mile route. Before we get to the rest of this analysis, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're new to the channel, I've written several books on missing persons cases, and I've covered with insight many other missing persons cases, including recently Jay Slater. If you find this analysis meaningful, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button, and let's get started. Now, it's not nice to say this, but given the age of this missing person and the sex and the circumstances of her disappearance, foul play can't be ruled out. An accident would seem less likely, as if there was one, her bicycle ought to have been found by now. Of course, there is a third scenario, which is that the teenager ran away intentionally. But the fact that her family have mobilized a search, they've even set up a website, doesn't suggest they are a family she would want to run away from. Incidentally, Jay Slater's parents could have used the 29 days in Tenerife to do something similar, start a website, provide updates, as well as reach out, coordinate, and strategize searches with public input. The website, I'll put a link to it in the description, is called Help Us Find ALISON CHAO. There's quite a lot of information on it, maps and that sort of thing. If we go back to the LA Times article, signs affixed to streetlights and utility poles in her neighborhood and in nearby Alhambra say that ALISON was wearing a blue t-shirt and black shorts and carrying a black backpack when she departed on a blue mountain bike. The posters include an image of ALISON pedaling away from her home with her hair in a ponytail. Well, in the last couple of days, the police have shown additional CCTV footage of her cycling on this route. Now, as far as we know, there's no cell phone ping to work with here. It's also not clear whether the little girl left with a cell phone. This certainly would have helped to track her. But what we do know is the known route between her father's home and her aunt's home. Did ALISON actually have her own cell phone? If she did, what kind of messages was she sending? What kind of messages was she receiving? Was she also on some kind of social media? Same question. According to the LA Times, police described the teen as Asian with black hair and brown eyes. She's about 5'2" and weighs around 96 pounds. According to the website dedicated to finding her, the last confirmed sighting of ALISON was on Main Street in Alhambra, and that was soon after she left home on Tuesday. Of course, this is analogous to the last ping point in the Jay Slater search. It's the last proof of life, besides that last CCTV footage. and the best sort of location data we have of the 15-year-old. Now, the teenager's mother, Annie Chao, has told KTLA on Friday, just before the weekend, she said, "I haven't slept in days. It's just every parent's worst nightmare." Similar words to Jay's mother. She also said, "The more time that goes on, the scarier it gets." Unfortunately, her mother's assessment is exactly right. Every hour that goes by without any news of Alison, yes, the scarier it does get, the more the scenario basically becomes potentially a lot more serious. One interesting development is the attempt to get folks in the relevant neighborhood to check their CCTV and surveillance cameras. Now, according to Newsweek, quote, "An urgent section on the website features a map urging residents to review their camera systems recordings in the highlighted areas." There's also an Instagram page with almost 20,000 followers that has been set up to find the little girl. The fact that the bicycle is also missing suggests two early possibilities. One is that a vehicle may be involved here, and so CCTV may need to track all vehicles entering and exiting the neighborhood fabric, especially along this ribbon that was the route that she took during a particular time frame. They shouldn't be too hard to do. It would probably just take quite a lot of time, and one would need to make sure that you get all the relevant CCTV in. So that would just be a matter of a step-by-step process. Then it's a process of identifying these vehicles and who was driving them. The second possibility is that the homes along this route need to be visited and checked as well. Who are some of the people staying in these homes? How long have they been staying there? Who are some of these individuals? Intertextually, it's hard not to compare this case with that of Charlotte Sena, who also disappeared while riding her bicycle. Briefly, in that case, Charlotte Sena was a 9-year-old. She was visiting a campsite in upstate New York with family and friends when she decided to go on a bike ride with a group of friends on a Saturday evening, so similar time of day. After doing a couple of loops of the campsite, the 9-year-old decided to go around one more time by herself. Well, she never returned. What followed next was 48 hours of growing fears for her safety, as law enforcement feared she was in imminent danger. Well, it turned out that she was. In that case, a couple of days later, New York officials announced that that little girl had been found alive and that a suspect had been taken into custody. The governor said that the break in the case came at around 4:20 a.m. on a Monday when the suspect drove to the home of Charlotte's parents and left a ransom note. Then there is another area that needs to be investigated. Was there someone who saw Alison regularly, either riding her bicycle or in some other social or public setting? Someone in her friends group, someone at her school, someone who's a next door neighbor, someone who's perhaps a neighbor to her aunt, someone else along the route that was perhaps new to the area. Also, did Alison perhaps communicate anything to her close friends about someone she had gotten to know? I'm not going to take it further than that. Obviously, if you're in the area of Monterey and you've got any knowledge or you've seen anything, I'll put a link in the description. Please use the information provided. Thank you for listening, and our thoughts are certainly with Alison's family during this difficult time. And I'll see you guys next time.